Hey, welcome back. It's your favorite Blue Hen Realtors with some helpful tips for those of you who are looking to buy or sell a home. I'm Leah Bennett.
Courtney Bailey, back again.
Jen Scott.
Dave Mays, licensed Delaware Realtor.
All right, so a couple of questions we have this week are, should I purchase an older home that I need to renovate with the intentions of, making it a new home, or should I build a home? What are your thoughts on that?
All right. So it depends on what you want. If you want an older home, know that you're going to get a little bit more character, but you're probably going to have to do more updating and renovating and just fixing of things that need to be replaced, right? But if you are interested in a renovated home, I like that option because it gives you the best of both worlds. You've got the old charm and character of an older home or historical home, but you also get more of those newer amenities that we all want, right? Land in the Northeast, I'll speak specifically on New Jersey. The closer you get to a city, the less available land becomes unless you knock a house down. So that's not super popular up here, but older and renovated homes are more of what you'll see. I like renovated, but it depends again on what you want.
Absolutely, it's a good point. Personal preference really depends on your comfort level with building new or doing a renovation. In Atlanta, there are tons of infill homes, and infill just means that there was an older house there, you tore it down, and then you filled in a house in that place. Me personally, I like a good renovated home. Well, actually, let me back up. I like to renovate my own home because I can, find something that has character, add my own finishes, add my own touches, make it really more so about me than using a modern home or a renovated home that someone else put their touches on. So I like a good renovation, but I know that they're not for everybody.
Purchasing a home has a lot of variables, but two of the biggest ones is time versus money. If you're looking to build a home, know that you're not probably going to get in there in 60 days or 30 days. It's probably going to take 6 to 8 months or longer with the supply chain issues. So you have to understand, and I try to coach my buyers and with expectations. What is our timeline? Also, with a new construction, you're looking at the starting price when you see those promotions. No one's buying for the starting price. There's always some add-ons or some things that you want, some touches and features that, because when you go see the house, they show you the model with all the bells and whistles.
Yes.
It's fully furnished, it's staged, and it has every feature that this builder wants to show you, because obviously the builder wants you to upsell it and purchase everything you can. So you have to be mindful of that, where the other two options, an older home or a renovated home, they kind of are what they are. Here you have a lot of freedom, but you also have a lot of opportunity to pay, upgrade, and do those things in a build that you may not have with the other two options, but you want to be mindful of that.
Speaking from personal experience, I've had the 80-year-old house in Delaware, and then our first house in Virginia was, like a 25-year-old house, and now we're in a new house. So I've kind of experienced all of it from the homeowner's perspective. I will say with our first house, they had the nice shiny bells and whistles, but when you really get behind those walls and see what was going on after the renovation that they did, they just, slap some lipstick on it and call it a pig. Like, it wasn't really fully properly renovated the way that it should have been. And, it's so buyer beware. This was back in the very beginning of our home buying experience. We were young, we didn't really know. I wasn't a licensed realtor back then, so it was definitely a buyer beware situation. Then fast forward to our second house, it was a fixer-upper, and it took us about a good 10 years to get it to where it was, I would say, quote unquote, my standard of livable. I have high expectations, and even still, then there was a lot of work to be done. We still had windows to replace and all that, but we wound up selling that home and moving into a new build, because for me, I was just tired of the never ending to-do list of things that needed to be done. So for people that are wondering what they should do, they really should start out with what are their expectations for when they want this quote unquote dream home to be finished, and how long can you live with that until it's at that, you know, that stage of development. For me, I couldn't wait any longer, so I went to the new builds. But new builds have their own challenges. Maybe the things aren't up to standard with some of the building materials that they're using now that you kind of take a second look at, you know. So these are all things that people need to weigh, their time, their money, their energy, and their expectations.